Hello, everyone, and say hello to Sangeeta, who we are super excited.
Hello.
It's time for positivity.
Yay!
Yay.
Our favorite time to kind of like come in and get in touch with everything.
Today's a good day for it too because it's packing day. And it's always hard.
So we are on a ship. We did not imagine. Please don't do that. Punk. Sangeeta will have to be like, cut it out.
Well, I mean, we'll have to deal with your bandwidth issues because I don't know about the viewers. I see your frozen videos still.
Let's see.
And I don't see you going online on my channel yet.
Let me see over here. I see it on our channel.
Okay. All right. We'll just go with that.
Yeah, it's gonna probably take a little bit of bouncy bounce. And those of you who are here, if you could say hello and that you can see us, that would be very helpful. We are in the middle of the ocean between Bahamas and Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yay, Apple's there.
So you would think it wouldn't
Yay.
be so choppy, but
It was less choppy when we were way further away.
exactly. There's Apple.
Yes, and I see a few people are here, and oh yay, Marcia's here, the Sky Warrior. It's awesome to see all of you guys here for the Positivity Circle. I know I need a little positivity.
I do too.
And one of the things, Sangeeta, I'm sure you're doing this as well. I've been following the Walk for Peace from the Buddhist monks. And
Yeah.
that's been so comforting.
Yeah, I hate we're not going to be in North Carolina when they come through North Carolina. So I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah. And are you able to see us now?
Not yet. Can the audience see you?
No one said anything yet. I asked them to tell me they're saying hello. But you know what? How about this? I will put you on by yourself and you can talk and see if that works.
Yeah.
And I'll go check
sure.
my channel for that. So you take over.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh, they're saying I have an echo. Okay. Wonder why.
Let's see. That I'm not so sure of. I've got to get the sound open.
Is the echo bad?
I don't hear it on my side.
Okay. Anyway, I guess we can start.
Sangeeta, I put us both up. I can hear you, and people are saying they can see both of us. I'm happy to put it back on you as well, but when it's
Yeah,
just
you
on
know, maybe I should rejoin because I don't see you and I don't see myself. Should I rejoin?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try that. I'll be right back.
Okay. So while Sangeeta is doing that really quickly,
We should probably use echo cancellation too.
some echo cancellation and see what happens. There's an echo of Sangeeta's audio. Maybe her computer's mic is picking up on her audio. And we can try and crosstalk a little less. A lot of times we do put in our earbuds. We could do that. I didn't think we were going to have the same problem with this. as we do.
With the echo cancellation, that may take care of that. We'll see.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
All the things.
Okay. Is
Can you
there
see
still an
us?
echo? Not yet.
Interesting.
Huh.
No, I see a black screen.
That's so funny. If anybody else is seeing a black screen, let us know. But Sangeeta, I'll just go ahead and put it on you because that'll make you more comfortable to talk about things.
Okay, that
How about
sounds
that?
good. Yes, let's do that. Okay, good. No more echo. Yay. Okay, am I on? You see me? Can anyone hear me? Okay. Can you see me? Okay. All right. So, hello everyone. We have a positivity circle. We had some technical issues. We still have, but we're going to roll with it the way they are right now. Um, so I know all around us there is chaos, there is violence, but we have that we are going to focus on positivity. We need it, the world needs it. Last month, we had the theme of forgiveness. And I would like to hear from the audience, from Kathy and Cheryl, how, if you got a chance to practice it, and what was your experience. And I will first share my experience. So, forgiveness is hard, messy, because you need to resolve the things before you can forgive, and that resolution part can be messy sometimes, but it's necessary. um, Also, what I found is it's easier for forgiveness, and that made me think, like, asking for forgiveness is a embarrassing situation. It requires a lot of humility and a lot of understanding that I've done something wrong and that I don't want to do it again. And then you're ready to ask for forgiveness. And that can be really, really hard. And I think that that's why people who believe in God, they ask God for forgiveness. It's much easier to ask God for forgiveness, right? I mean, there are so many customs around the world to ask for forgiveness from God, or do some ritual, like Hindus have this ritual of dipping in the river that washes away your sins, or different religions have different rituals around that. And that made me think that that's probably because even if we understand that we've done something wrong, it's embarrassing for forgiveness, they may not be ready to forgive you yet, and it might become messy again. So, those are my thoughts on forgiveness. So, let's see what other people's thought, like what the audience and Kathy and Cheryl's thoughts are. I can't hear Kathy and Cheryl. Let me
Oh,
just.
sorry. No, I'll put it
Oh,
back to where
okay.
it's both of us. We were like,
Okay.
that's what was going on.
She's like, "You haven't forgiven me," and I'm like, "For what?"
I said, "Do you go first?" And she's like, I haven't forgiven anyone." And I was like, "You haven't forgiven me?" And then she said, "You haven't done anything," which is not true, right? Because we're human beings living. Um, I'm trying to think about that because we talked about last time about trying to forgive ourselves as well. So I think there has been me and maybe it's different than forgiving, but I think it's still part of the topic in that, we've traveled. This is the end of our third cruise and we have two more to go. So that's a lot of togetherness. And so sometimes
Yesterday, we both had to just be like, was it yesterday? Or the day? It was yesterday that, or the day before
they
that, where we were both like, "You go work over there, and I'm gonna
and I
stay
went
here and
down,
work."
yeah, I went floors away and it's just I needed to hear my brain
Yeah,
talk instead of, because I think for me sometimes it's a combination of me needing to forgive myself and needing to forgive you. Like maybe I'm annoyed that you're not communicating in a way that I can understand. And then I turn around and get annoyed for myself for not being able to translate that. So, um, but also for me, I think the forgiveness for myself has been a lot of, instead of beating myself up for not being as productive, for not being as positive as I want to be, to allow myself this something. And so, like I said earlier, the something for me has been watching the Peace Walk and following it, and the dog and the monks, and just something. And I'm sure there's 80 million other things somebody else could pick if that's not your thing, but just seeing people being kind, wanting peace, and just calm and centeredness, and seeing people who are practicing that helps me on a daily basis go, I can walk and just be quiet and think. And so I don't know if it goes as much on the topic as it should. I did have a really weird dream last night where it was an old friend and we were not getting along. So I'm not sure what that inner turmoil is. And it probably is something that I need to forgive in myself. Can you think of anything else?
no, I think it almost falls in line kind of with relationships change, right? Like
Mm.
friendships change, and sometimes we get angry because we want it to be the way that it used to be, and sometimes it just can't be, so we kind of have to forgive and forget and see what this new relationship is going to be.
I can see that. I word it differently. And so I think I have to change my expectations. And I think in a way that is kind of a form of forgiveness, and that I'm not saying, okay, Sangeeta, you in my mind you do A, B, and C. You're not doing those anymore. You know, it's letting you be you and me have a different way of looking at it. So there's some friendships we've taken a step back for our own health, mental health, and just going, it's okay to be casual friends. We don't have to fix it. We don't have to somehow manipulate that relationship in any way
Yeah,
by me being better or nicer or
right,
easier.
right.
Does that make any sense at all?
Yeah, it does. So, I mean, you all are too nice. You probably don't have situations where you need to do any major forgiving or asking for forgiveness.
Well, I mean, I'm not always great. And I guess, well, you know what? Today the one situation I can think about is this lady cut me off when we were trying to get on this boat, and I was annoyed because there were like lots of lines, and I felt we should merge. And I had an attitude in my head. I didn't say anything, but I don't know if I rolled my eyes or not. But I was like, oh, she's just trying to barge on in there. And then she turned around and she said, I'm so sorry. I just thought I was going to lose my balance and I wanted to grab this. And I was like, oh my God, did I just judge this
Hmm.
person?
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's something I felt I needed forgiveness for. I didn't say, "Hey, I thought about slapping you upside the head," because that would just be a worse way to deal with it. But I made sure to talk to her and I had a really nice conversation with her. And so I definitely don't do everything right. And there are times, especially when you're crammed in these small spaces, it's so easy to be ungracious and
Yeah.
and short-tempered. I think we do. I don't push anybody. There are people that have pushed. But still, I mean, I'm trying to think if I was ever going to if I was going to ask someone for forgiveness, it probably would be my parents, but it's mostly asking for forgiveness for just being young. Like when I look at the things that I'm most unhappy about behavior wise or word wise, I was in my 20s or late teens. And I could be
Yeah.
an ass, really, but my parents aren't alive. So they also did things that I needed to forgive them for. But there's times I'm like, I wish that my mother had lived past my 20s so she could, she still wouldn't have liked anything that has
So
done.
let me ask you this, Kathy. Do those things still bother you?
Not as much as they once did.
But they do bother you.
Sometimes, yeah. I would have
Yeah.
liked to have the capability. I would have liked to have the maturity before I had
Maturity.
it,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
I see other people 18 to 21 and they're doing stupid things mostly. If not like detrimental things, they're making not the best choices or not thinking things through. And I just wonder a little bit, is your brain even developed enough to make those good choices?
Yeah, we all made really crazy choices when we were younger.
Yeah, but I don't sit around with it all the time. Like when I'm thinking now, I'm going through my Rolodex of things that I wish I hadn't done. Does that make sense?
Y-
Maybe
Yeah.
normal people don't have their own
You
Rolodex.
know, and I'm thinking about it. Last year there was a time when one of my exes contacted me, and we it wasn't a it wasn't a very amicable breakup, but it's been
20 some years.
30 years or so, maybe even 40, and just reached out and asked for help planning something for our area, and so I was helping, and then it hit me like it must be really hard for her to come to me because I was really a jerk. And so I remember saying, hey, I'm really sorry that I was such an asshole when we were kids. And I was a real pain in the ass, and I realize that now, and I've changed a lot. And she just kind of laughed it off, but I think it meant something to her that I said that
Mm-hmm.
because I was kind of
So
a jerk.
so how did it feel once you said that?
Oh, it felt good to me to be able to just, uh, we just lost Sangeeta.
She'll come back in, I hope. I'm so sorry, you guys, that we're having. We had such a good Zoom call.
There she is. So
I'm sorry we lost you. I'm not sure what's.
and
You're back now.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I got cut off. I have no idea what's happening today.
So anyhow, I was saying that yeah, I felt very like it was like something was lifted off my shoulders that I could, say that I was sorry and reach out and just like if you need anything else, don't hesitate to call or anything like that. And so then we became Facebook friends and stuff like that. So we just kind of keep up with each other. We don't talk all the time or anything like that, but we kind of know what each other's doing kind of thing. And we wouldn't have got to that point if I wouldn't have said that I was sorry, I don't think.
Mm,
Yeah. And also, time helps, right? Time heals a lot of
yes.
things, and it's a different perspective now. Maybe you weren't ready for asking for forgiveness before, and now you're ready for it. And it is really a almost a gift to be able to ask for forgiveness, because as Kathy said, um, her mom didn't live long enough when she was matured enough to explain or ask to forgive.
Mm, yeah. It's interesting. Forgiveness is such an
And
interesting concept.
It is. It is.
it is. I mean, it's actually deep. I stayed with that theme last month, and that's when I realized how deep it is actually, emotionally, mentally. It's not as easy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Any comments from the audience?
Anybody have anything that they would like to add? Um, Stories of forgiveness.
We got a thumbs up. Somebody's out there. Apple, are you around? I know you're good about sharing some of your stories. But it's also okay to sit here and be quiet and just listen
Yeah,
if that's what you want to do. We're just happy you're here.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, if no one wants to share anything further on last month's theme, I would want to announce this month's theme. And see, we have gone from gratitude to forgiveness, and we've done other themes. We've done retrospects and gratitude. That should lead to the items that you need to forgive, forget, or ask for forgiveness. Um, oh, Apple is saying her life is conflict free. Yes. um, so that's great, Apple. Um, so once you have dealt with these things, um, then we come to this month's theme, which is trust. Now, there is such a lack of it in our society in general. As thinking about trust, there is lot of times family members do not trust each other with money. They do not trust each other with sharing information that is important to share. And if we have those trust issue within the family, starting with the family, it just gets worse as we expand that from the families to the extended family to the community to the nation and to the relationships of the countries with each other, seeing that such a lack of trust we have of each other. So there is a lot of work that we need to do in that area. You still
Trust,
hear me?
yes,
Yes.
we still hear you.
Okay.
Trust is
It's
so
like I was
hard.
talking.
I know. Sometimes it feels like you're talking in the void. I'm just trying to give you center stage, is all. But we're here, I
Yeah, cause
promise.
I don't see. I see a black screen, and we're not online on my channel, so I
Oh,
don't see
really?
anything.
Let me,
Yeah.
I'll check again on, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, we're still here on,
I wonder if it's just
Did
not
you
enough
start a
juice.
new instance of that
No.
I
mm-mm.
need to share? Hmm,
No, and you can
that's
see,
interesting.
no, I'm not sure what's going on, but it is
Hmm.
playing on our YouTube. So
Okay,
it,
that's good.
so there's something. Um, Trust is particularly hard for me.
Hmm.
Cheryl is the first person that I've lived with that had bills in their name.
She actually, what did you start with? The cable bill.
The cable or the,
You let me put the cable bill in my name.
because
And
it
then
wouldn't
you
destroy anything if something went wrong,
and
really.
then she let me put
The
the gas
gas.
in
That
my
was a
name.
big deal. That was the first real utility that I let. So all the utilities were always in my name, always through college and young adulthood, because I I have trust issues. You know, my parents had some issues. My dad, especially, and I had asked my mom why she didn't leave him. Well, he pays the bills, so we
Hmm.
can't do anything. And I'm like, and it was a very young, I think I was probably like 13 or 14. I'm like, no one's going to pay my bills ever.
Hmm.
I'm not going to put myself in that situation. So it was a huge thing.
It was a very big deal that like she would give me a key to her house before she would let me put a bill in her
Oh yeah,
name.
no, you lived with me for a few years before I let you put a real bill in
Actually,
my name, in your name.
that's true.
Because in on Duke Street,
It was all in
it was
yours.
all in my name. When we moved to the new house,
Mhm.
I let you put the gas bill in
Yeah,
your name.
you did.
And now that it's so
And
that
the
sounds
cable, you let me put the cable in my
super
name.
bad. But like she has my Gmail. She goes in and checks all my accounts. She pays a lot of the bills. Like, so it went from me having very, very little trust. And there's still some stuff that's very hard for me to let go.
Mhm.
So, Kathy, that might link back to the forgiving part. You might want to dig into it a little bit.
Mm, yeah. 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 I have some feels. I have some
Hmm.
feels about
Yeah, yeah.
the,
This is deep. This is deep stuff.
it is, for a long time I was very angry because I'm adopted, so my parents adopted me, and they had to
Oh,
go
okay.
through
Hmm.
interviews and paperwork, and everybody feels like their parents made mistakes, but there were some not great things going on in the house. But an Apple saying, I used to trust far too easily. It put me into some dangerous situations. It's an autistic trait to trust easily. I'm learning to be more discerning. And I will say,
I trust too easily, for sure.
but when it comes down, like, okay, so this is completely conflicting information, and I feel like I do have these two sides. I left all my computer and equipment like out in the hall, open ups, went to the bathroom, came back. I've done that so many times this week. And Cheryl's just like, you did what? I'm like, oh, it's fine. So with that kind of stuff, I'm much more easily trusting
Yes.
than other people. But then when it comes to certain things that seem like would be a lot easier,
Mhm.
no. And I when I was younger, I put myself in a lot of dangerous situations, and I was very lucky.
Yeah, and Apple is saying a similar thing. And Apple, you asked about do channels have to have a certain number of subscribers. So, like other than one other time, this broadcast goes live on my channel at the same time as Kathy's. So I have gone live before. They do have certain rules, but um,
Yeah, it shouldn't affect this.
it, it- yeah, it's not the number of subscribers.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on your channel either.
Yeah.
There's
So,
the
I mean, I see that it is scheduled on my channel and it
It
says
says
yeah.
it's
it's
upcoming.
upcoming. Yeah, it says it's upcoming.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is it
Maybe it will appear later. Lot of times it might happen.
Maybe.
fingers
Mhm.
crossed.
That's so
Let's hope
weird.
so.
See, trust, you cannot trust things like Restream.
We cannot trust YouTube to or Restream to go live on the
Well,
channel.
Restream gets a little funky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, on Apple says that's unfortunate that your live stream is being problematic today. I know. I
Yeah.
wonder, I mean, I don't know because it shouldn't be streaming to my channel if it was the same thing as that we're in a weird IP that's not in the US, but we were able to do that before when we were in Europe.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be that.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Apple says Sangeeta's live stream is time traveling.
Yeah.
Well, and we
Yeah.
had to change
It's
the
going.
time on the computer to make actually the restream show up for us. Um,
It's
I
so
think
weird.
that's when it got messed up, probably.
well, it's 7:35, and so what happened is we went. So in our trip, it was 9 days, and so the time changed, and then it changed back yesterday.
Mm.
And see, all of this is very complicated, and this is why I
But
micromanage
we
things
said it
because I don't trust them a
because
lot.
we did it for Eastern time though, so it should have.
It should have, and it clicked right in, and then the button that showed up that said, "Hey, you can go live."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
we don't trust technology for sure.
No. But what we can do is when we get to Florida tomorrow, we can also send you the file and you can
Yeah.
put it on your channel.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I we can do that. Okay, so um, okay, so before I just meant to announce uh, the
Sorry.
theme. Talk about it later. I forgot it too. But today I have a surprise, and I don't know, given all the technical difficulties, if we can bring it to you or not.
I'm going to put you on the
So,
screen so you won't hear us.
okay. So, you know how we always bring up this image of Earth, and I have a little text that I read every time. So, I don't know, out of nowhere, I thought of turning that text into a poem. And now I've never written a poem before. Can write a lot of text, prose, but never a poem before, and that too in English. Oh my goodness, that's my third language. So never attempted that. So somehow I wrote it, and we have a little chat. I have a little chat with my cousins. Um, that we put together that group chat together to plan a trip in the past, and that then we just share random things. So I shared that poem, and two of my cousins write poems, so I asked them to improve my poem, and so they got on it instantly, and then we had a lot of fun, like collaborating to write the poem. uh, Once it was written, and then like 2 days ago, I was like, huh, now we have the poem, how about some music for this? And I've never composed music before, so I started like trying different rags, and then one rag um, it seemed like it fit well into it, Rag Durga. And so that's the song that I have composed. Now I have to ask for forgiveness because it's just a very plain version. We definitely need to work on it, and we'll keep improving it as months go. I would like to get my daughter to sing it because she's a much better singer than I am. But for now, you will just have to bear with my voice. And let's see if we can share that. Kathy, would you want to share, or do you want? I don't even see the
Do
share
you want me
option
to
anymore.
try? Okay, so what I may have to do is share my screen and pull it up. So let's see. This is going to be a hot mess. But let's see. What are you seeing with the share? Is it not? Okay, here we go. Entire screen. Can you see my screen at all?
I don't see anything. So
Okay, let's see. Can anyone see that? And let's see if we can play it.
we are voyagers on an unknown way. We are voyagers on an unknown way. A fleeting spark in the cosmic sway. A fleeting spark in the cosmic sway. We are voyagers on an unknown way. Earth, a home, a fragile place where life begins as seasons change. A speck of life so rare and pale, swirling in infinite gale. We are voyagers on an unknown way. What a marvelous thing to be alive, to touch, to feel and believe. What a marvelous thing to be alive, to touch, to feel and believe. The journey is hard, a battle uphill. Hold hands tight in tears and smile. Hold hands tight in tears and smile, because we are voyagers on an unknown way. Stars may fade and galaxies turn, yet love is what we're here to earn. Yet love is what we're here to learn. Yet love is what we're here to earn. Yet love is what we're here to earn.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Let's go. Here we go.
So, those who can see, what did you see? I heard everything. I just can't see.
Okay. I don't.
Hopefully they got to see that.
Okay,
All right.
good.
Oh, okay. So I'm hearing I see you. So I don't know if they saw, because I could tell with this, but I'm glad everyone could hear. The song was really amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And it's incredibly brave and shows a lot of trust, even that you went ahead and presented. It was your first poem and your first song.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
that was really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, thanks to my cousins.
But it wouldn't have started without you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I did the first draft. Oh, there was a video. Yeah. Well, hopefully
Heard you.
next
Okay.
time
Okay.
it
Next
will be
time we'll
better.
have it. I promise. We were trying to put it in and it wasn't quite working the way. Okay. You just saw all of us.
Okay.
There
So,
was a little Earth. There were some galaxies. There were pictures that went along with the words. It was really nice.
Very similar to the 2 minutes of silence video with the different
yeah.
things,
Way better.
but better.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, should we do 2 minutes of silence? Would you able to share that?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And as we go through 2 minutes of silence, please let me know because I can't see anything. um, please think about trust. And uh, Apple said that the forgiveness and trust link is intriguing. There's a situation I'm not comfortable sharing here, but you've given me something to think about. Yeah, and uh, we've always used to say this before that if you have things that you need to process but you can't share, please write them down on a piece of paper so that you have to think about until the next month's session. And what let that theme stay with you. I have found that quite helpful.
Okay, so I'll start this 2 minutes of silence. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I always like that video when we
Yeah,
watch through that. Um, I love to look at those pictures. They're so cool.
they are cool. They are cool. We get so deep into the weeds of like the little things that we physically see that we forget our position in the universe, in the cosmos.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And once you take that perspective, things change somehow.
Yep.
I th- think,
Hopefully that tells us to not take ourselves too seriously.
and I think that's why doing this monthly is so awesome.
Mhm.
It really, I know I say this every time, but whenever I'm like, oh, okay, we'll do this and we'll go run around and do things, but then I feel everything shift from having this conversation and listening and being quiet.
Hmm. And
Mm-hmm.
also, it's a great reset too, because when all the chaos and everything that's all around us, it's a good time to just stop and go, whoa, let's just wait a minute, let's calm down,
Mm-hmm.
let's just pull it together and get ourselves back centered where we need to be for us.
Yep. Yep.
Because
Yeah, it helps me too. Like I said, that theme of forgiveness stayed with me last month, and um, I worked on it, and then I will work on the trust theme this month. We are so limited in our abilities. We don't trust our own abilities. Like for example, today I ha- I edited that video of the song yesterday, and yesterday I thought, oh, it's good enough, that even though it's not perfect, it's not the final version, I think it's good enough that I can share. And then this morning I had such I don't know, as like, am I going to fool myself, make a fool of myself by sharing it? And so
I relate to that a
I
lot. Just so you know, I mean, there's sometimes you're like, oh, okay, that's all right, and you wake up in the morning, you're like, no, everything has
yeah,
to be different.
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. So I didn't trust myself, but I trusted you, my friends in the circle, to hold my hands and forgive me if you didn't like it.
There was nothing to forgive, and it meant a lot to me because you put so much effort into it,
Hmm.
and it really, I don't know, it was really special.
It was.
Really, and I'm not just saying that because you're my friend. It it
Yeah.
was it was really lovely.
Yeah, I would have wanted my daughter to sing it, but she's so busy, like she didn't even have any time. But hopefully, she can help me write harmonies. And if any of our viewers want to collaborate, because I don't know how to write harmonies, she does, but she's quite busy right now. So I would love to collaborate with the
Is this her last year in
circle.
high school?
She is junior.
Okay.
Okay.
Junior year is very, very busy. It gets really busy. They have to think and do a lot of things. So,
Mm. Well, thank you so much for all the grace and effort and energy that you put into the positivity circle because it means a lot.
It really does.
and guess what? I can now see you all of a sudden.
That only seems right, doesn't it?
um, okay, so circle friends, voyagers, circle voyagers. What do you think of trust? What do you trust? What do you not trust? Now, I have to ask this question, right? So, for the couples that are financially independent, both earn money, not combining finances, is it a trust issue, or is it a independence issue? Is it a good thing, bad
Mm,
thing?
I think it's kind of an independence issue. We
Yeah.
when we first were together, we had our own and a joint bank account. And then the thing is we know all of each other's passwords and cards and stuff. So it's not that we don't mesh some of that, but I think it's nice that Cheryl doesn't have to talk to me. Well, sometimes she does if she wants another hat because we've set a hat limit for this trip. and she has surpassed it already. So like some
Well, I
little,
got free hats.
you did get free hats, and that's why you have more hats than you should have. Um, but then, for me too, if there's something I just want just for myself, but if it was like no one would buy a vacation house without the other, or like you deal with your own car stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not that it wouldn't all come together in the end if we needed it to. So it doesn't feel like don't touch my money. And I think
Yeah.
maybe that's to me the difference. If I felt like she would spend my money if she had it, then it would feel like not trust.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah. I think, um, well, even just our little gambling.
It
Uh,
sounds so dirty,
we
but we're doing an experiment. So, like, if you gamble some in the casinos and get a certain amount of points, you can get free cruise offers. So we're doing an experiment. We're talking about it very carefully. I'm watching videos on how people do it at amounts of money. So we're not like spending thousands of dollars,
No,
but
in fact, it's like $20. Like I feel guilty if I lose $20. Like I'm like, oh my god, I lost that $20, and
only this time it was my turn the past couple of days to lose the $20. Um, but that's been really interesting because we've had to talk about that. So like sometimes we'll play together and hit the thing off and on and then go, what are we doing next? What's this dollar that we're stopping at? And because we don't gamble, we're not gamblers at heart.
yeah.
So it does.
We got some
Yeah.
good advice for somebody though that was like, if you win some money, and it's a good, like say you win an extra $40 on the 20 that you put in,
Take
take
it
the
out.
40 out,
Hmm.
just cash out the 40, and then only put your 20 back in,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
But anyhow, this is not about gambling. But
No, but
but
I mean it's a trust thing,
it is a
because
trust
Trust
thing.
me.
we
Trust
don't
me.
feel like
And so, like, I'm not worried that
she's
when I
not
go to
worried.
sleep early, that she's going to go out and take that $100 and gamble it,
Yeah.
and or like
I'll be more likely to be like, I should have spent that on casino. I could have got a t-shirt.
another hat. You could have got another hat. But I have found the interesting part of that is it has made us talk about money in a different way because there's two things we're experimenting with that have to do with spending. Another is we got these Holland cruises not on a gamble one, but they're free. But we think it's because of our spend. So we have two experiments. But we also know that if we don't get the results we desire,
Then we done with
then
it.
we're done. We're not going to be putting those money.
We're not gonna increase how much we're gambling. We're not gonna,
Yeah.
you know.
It's like if I can spend $300 to get a $3,000 cruise, I'm okay with that.
But I'm not gonna spend
Yeah.
$3,000 to get a
A
$3,000
$3,000
cruise.
cruise.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I am really lucky that I do not have trust issues with my immediate family. It would be pretty hard if you couldn't trust your immediate family, like your siblings, your parents, your spouse, um, on financial matters or some other
Yeah, I
important
don't.
matters like that. It would be
I
Yeah.
don't
hard.
worry about my parents or anything. Like I don't think that they're gonna get like scammed and lose all their money or anything like that. They're
But
pretty.
it is different things that you can't trust. Like there were things about my father that you could not trust.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, it
Hmm.
wasn't necessarily financial, but um, my father was an alcoholic. So there was a lot of
Hmm.
unpredictable behaviors and bad behaviors and things like that but that's why I can walk in, it's trauma. But I can walk in a
Hmm.
room and I can feel who I want to talk to and who I don't. I'm
Hmm.
super hyper
Hmm.
aware from growing up in that situation. Uh,
And I kind of grew up like in
you're just like no, Oh
I'm just
no.
like, hey,
And I'm like,
I've never
back it
had.
up. I don't trust that person over the.
I
That's
don't have to. I didn't grow up having to really worry about anything. Like
yeah,
my whole family, immediate family, cousins, aunts, uncles, like everybody. Like
yeah.
I never had to worry about anybody.
And I
So
was isolated. My parents stayed isolated from most everywhere else. So no one knew all the things that were happening in the household. And they weren't necessarily happening to me. But yeah.
Now, sometimes I have come across situations where didn't trust me, and I took that as more of a their projection of themselves, that if they were in that situation, that's what they would have done. And
that's a lot. Yeah.
and so, like, there was no reason for them to be suspicious of me, but and this is luckily, this not none of this was with my immediate family, so it
Mm.
just some people, and that I just checked it off as their own projection of themselves.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Like we do have some friends that are the least trusting people I've ever known in my life. And I don't always understand that. Now, and some of it is I don't think all the time, but I think a lot of the time what you put out comes back to you. You know,
Hmm.
obviously crime happens, violence is happening all over the world right now. No one brought that on themselves. So I'm not trying to say that, but sometimes I feel like I'm treated better by like strangers than they are, but it's because I smile. So I initiate this like, "Hey, you're a person. I respect you." Instead of just like, like if I was like this and walking by you, you
Well,
you probably wouldn't say, "Oh, hey, how are you today?" Because you're like, that girl's day sucks. I can tell,
well,
right?
like when we were on the last cruise, when we went to that cocktail party thing, and that one couple like started talking to us, and they were like, we knew as soon as we saw you guys coming in that
That's
you were
good.
going to be somebody that was going to be easy to talk to and that we would get along with. Like just looked at us and they knew that, and so they came and they started talking to us.
And
Yeah,
and yeah, because I think that
that
sometimes if you're willing or open for those kinds of things.
Mhm.
yeah. Now one of the words you used was strangers, and I think that it happens with everyone at some point, that sometimes we are more comfortable sharing random things with the strangers, even personal things, than we are with people that are closer to ourselves.
Well,
i
that's true.
i don't quite understand this, but I have been in that situation. I've shared because there was no consequence of sharing, and I needed to
And
share.
it's like
And no
it's almost
judgments.
it's almost anonymous, right? It's almost like
Yes,
you're never going to see this person again, most likely.
yes.
So why not?
That is interesting. Yeah, I mean, even one of the things that I've learned this week too, I mentioned a little bit earlier, but there was also another gentleman that I had kind of made an assumption about, which I work really hard not to. And he was a delightful little bunny. We got in the oh my gosh, he was so sweet and so nice. He looked really
He
tough,
looked
like
like a
a
biker.
biker
He's like a
dude
biker dude, real big,
in
broad,
a
big gray,
speedo and I
big gray
was
like
like,
ZZ top like beard,
but I try my best not to have those sorts of things, but sometimes they come in and you have to go, oh, wait. So it was interesting. Today it happened two times
But
that I made an assumption and I was completely wrong.
I was uncomfortable actually sitting next to him for a second. Like I was like, I don't know if I want to sit by this guy, and because he was getting real chatty, and then all of a sudden he like pops his foot out of the water and he goes, I got my toes painted for the cruise. And he had orange toenails. Like he got his feet done. And I was like, oh my God, he's
He
delightful.
was delightful. And so, yeah, because it was just like sometimes when you're in a being female, being in a situation, you do have to make some sort of protective judgments.
Mm-hmm.
But we weren't in a scary situation. We were in a like a big
Big
thick
whirlpool tub. Like with that would hold probably
thir-
50
yeah.
people if you had to stick them all in there.
But it is interesting. And so I do find that on the cruises, a lot of times we end up meeting people and talking more with them than if we had just been like at the Piedmont Animal Refuge fundraiser. Like I didn't make a lot of new friends when we went there 2 years ago,
Yeah.
but it would have been the perfect place to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I see exactly what you're saying. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. We weren't really
There is
open to
some
meeting new
kind
people.
of a safety that they don't know much about you. And so, yeah, I don't know. And we have, and I think that's the trust in God may also stem from that, because people are disappointed in whoever they are with. And I think it is very reasonable to say that that's why people might be like trusting God more than humans, because
Mm,
we are so limited and so untrustworthy. It's a well found mistrust of humanity that they need to trust some super beings.
yeah, it's interesting because I'm certainly finding it harder with some of the things that are going on in the news. And I'm trying not to fall back into my pandemic worries. So I'm just like, okay, the
Mhm.
things I can do, I can do. The things I can't do, I just have to wait and see. But I think it's definitely building up to have less trust in some of the things around, like government or things for me personally. It's just becoming harder and harder to trust things that you feel like you should be able to trust.
Yeah. Like we were in an island that is a Dutch island, and it was 42 miles from Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's always in the back of your head, right? And the
Mm.
interesting thing was when we got off the ship and there was a giant, like, Dutch military.
It wasn't that big, but it was it
It
was a
was a
ship and it had a helicopter on it, but
it
it
was a
wasn't much bigger than two
but it
helicopters.
was still, it was a Dutch a Dutch military ship. And any other time I would have just looked at it and been like, "Oh wow, that's cool. That's a Dutch military ship." But this time I was like, "Oh, I wonder if they're here for a specific reason." Which we found out later was they're always there.
And as
They're
soon
like the
as
Coast Guard.
yeah,
So,
well, and that was the first thing that they said is this isn't because of Venezuela
yeah.
because they've been asked
Mm.
80 million times.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's making me feel a little like I've never been that close to Venezuela in all of my life. And those islands were delightful, and the people there were delightful, and there was a gorgeous mix of different cultures, and it was really interesting and inspiring.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to take instead of me sitting and going, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so Apple said that she needed to go. So we actually are late today because of
Oh,
all the
Uh-oh.
technical issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it, but should we wrap up? Or is
Sure.
there anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so. I'm
No.
going to put it on
Okay.
you, and you can end things as you wish.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so I we'll end our session today with the chanting that I always do. These chants, they, the meaning I will not explain of each one, but it all of the chants are wishing well for all the beings and improving relationships within ourselves, within the humans and non-humans as well. Um, and today I'm sitting on a couch, so I can't play my sitar. So I will just sing it, chant it without the sitar. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Thank you everyone. Thank you for coming to the circle, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
And we'll see you guys all next time. Have a wonderful week and month.
Bye.
Love.